Clarkson has today detailed the latest issues on his diddly squat farm, after one local supposedly wrote to the planning authorities about the farmer. Jeremy Clarkson has fired back at a local man after a rather unusual complaint. The Grand Tour host spoke out in his latest column, saying, "Plainly this is a man who hasn't seen my show." The 61-year-old has been documenting his attempt at buying a farmer in Amazon Prime's Clarkson's farm. While the show is currently not airing new episodes, the presenter has spoken out about a big problem he has at Diddley Squat.
However, this was not before revealing an issue that has arisen with an unnamed man who lives close to him. The broadcaster claimed the local had written to planning bosses about his barn. He stated that the person in question had suggested the building was not being used for what it was intended. Before going into what has been taking up most of his time, Clarkson said he was distracted by two occurrences. The Star wrote, "Instead of sinking to my knees and weeping, which is what I was minded to do, I had to rush off to deal with other problems. Like the Brummies who'd seen my farming show and were out for a walk in the middle of a wheat field."
Clarkson continued, and the local who had written to the planning authorities saying I had never used my lambing barn for lambing.
Plainly this is a man who hasn't seen my show. He did not go into any further details and did not say if the matter had been resolved. His latest small screen offering was released on the streaming service back in June and comprised of 8 episodes. Episode 5 and 6 saw Clarkson turn his attention to lambing season, with him a sighting in the berths in the aforementioned barn. His piece for the Sunday Times meanwhile focused on the major issue in his barley field at the back of his cottage. His words were entitled, "You have a photocopier, Miss Feed. I have brome. In ordinary jobs problems have solutions. In farming they never do."
In the UK, there are 5 main species of brome which frequently occur as weeds of arable crops.
On my afternoon walk I noticed that it wasn't just one field that had been infested, it was all of them, he shared.
He went on to suggest uses for the weed, without naming his solution. It is not the first time Clarkson has faced unhappy locals. Some residents were reportedly left fuming after his farm shop caused hours of delays for local villagers on nearby roads. He tweeted on June 21, "People of Chadlington. I'm truly sorry about the traffic around our farm shop last weekend. We are doing everything we can to improve the situation.